And just focusing on, because you've had a lot of experienced players leave, such as, Jordan Henderson, Fabinho, James Milner. I wanted to ask, who now would you consider to be the key leaders in the dressing room for you guys, whether that...
We have a leadership group, and that's probably the most natural leadership group we've ever had, because it was just clear. It's with Virgil, Trent, Ali, Robbo, and Mo. So these are the most experienced players. These players, when they are fit, they usually play. And these players understand the club's DNA. These players have leadership skills in their DNA, which is really important. And we meet from time to time. So I do it now slightly different because we know each other for so long. I involve them maybe a little bit more than in the past, but it was not necessary anyway in the past because we had Hendo and Millie, the two strongest leaders I ever met in a football team. So that was obviously very natural as well. But these boys all stepped up, enjoyed a new role, feel the responsibility, but don't take it as a burden. I think it gave everybody a little lift, to be honest. And so they all stepped into their new role in a pretty impressive way. And I'm really happy about that. It's what I expected after the years I know them. But that it happened, it's still good to see.
And also, you just mentioned Mo there. I mean, you've spoken so much about his goals, and he's very close to 200 now. But I think one thing that probably doesn't get seen is probably his leadership skills as well. Like you just mentioned, he's in your leadership group. So could you just tell me about, his role there and, what impresses you the most about Mo as a leader, whether that be on the pitch, whether that be off the pitch?
Almost a sensationally thoughtful person. So he's really a really smart man because when we have this conversation, when we are together with leadership group, his impact is massive, and he really sees all aspects of the game and of a team, and it's a real joy to have him there. To be honest, so you see the winger striker who created his own position, if you want, with the incredible numbers. And you could think he's just interested in his numbers, but not at all. He's really interested in the processes, how to become the best possible team we can be, and that because he knows that just only that will make us successful. So pure joy. Really, we know each other for long, but I think we both learn always a few new aspects from each other, and yeah. I know how lucky I am to have these boys around, and especially Mo, because you can be as good as a manager as you want. When the players are not, if they don't have the quality and the character, it's a mission impossible. So I know, I understand the situation 100%, and Mo is a super important part of that.
And you mentioned earlier about how resilient you guys have had to be this season in the Premier League. And if you just see the table now, I think it's only 10 points separate the top seven. So do you think this season has the potential to be the closest since you've arrived in England in terms of Champions League spots, in terms of the title itself?
Yeah, could be. Looks like. So usually at that time of the year, City is already 15 points ahead of the other guys who are separated by 10 points. So definitely, it looks like it's a bit tighter, a bit closer. Rightly so. Everybody worked pretty hard in the recent years to make the next steps, and City. What I admire most about them is how ruthless they are with all the things they won over the years. But if you go there, you always think, oh my God, looks like it's the most important game of their whole career for them. So that's I respect that a lot, and they are there, and will do that. We'll try that again. But yeah, there are a lot of teams around who made great progress, and thank God we can be there as well. So that's for us obviously super important, and let's see where it goes to. We all need luck, especially now in this busy period, that the players can go through that we can use them, that they stay fit and these kind of things. And then, we have to be ready for the moment when the decisions will be made, because the moment we only prepare the finishing, and that's far off yet. So we have a lot of work to do before we can really talk about other things.
And you mentioned there about most teams taking a step up. We've seen a lot of goals. I I think it's the most goals this season up until this stage. Do you think and it seems if teams are sticking with like an attacking philosophy, there's more teams doing that now. How have you seen it? Do you think that's fair to say? Do you think that more teams are trying to be more attacking rather than maybe sit back and defend? How have you seen it?
I'm not sure if that's a conscious decision by everybody to say let's just score goals this year. It's just the quality of the players. That's how it is. Against a constant pressure, you cannot defend. You can defend for one game maybe, but not for the second, not for the third. If you are constantly under pressure, so everybody has his moments for different reasons. Very dominant football, counter-attacking football, set pieces. This league is incredible, I have to say. When you watch it, I watched last night football again. It's so competitive. It's so tough. If you are a little bit off the gas, then the opponent will punish you immediately. I can imagine. I was never in a position, or for a long time, not in a position to just watch it because we are in the middle of the chaos of the whirlwind. But it's a joy. It's a joy. It's a commercial for football, but the Premier League is delivering with all the things they don't do right. But the players deliver every day pretty much, and so very exciting. I think the last match day was insane with 4-3, 4-3, 5-0, the goals galore. I watched match of the day, so and I thought, wow, that must be the most watched TV show in the world because it was like you saw 500 goals. So it was really, really cool, and especially if you're on the right side of the result. A 4-3 is a wonderful result if you win it. If you lose it, it's exactly the opposite.
Okay, and the last one for me. You obviously face Palace tomorrow, and just a word on Roy Hodgson. His longevity in the game, and does that inspire you to maybe be try and catch up with him as well, stay in the game as long as he has? You're saying no?
He inspired me a lot during my career, absolutely, but not with that part of his career. I don't understand him for that. I ask him every time. I ask him all the time when I see him again. I can't believe it. What are you doing here? It's cold. It's rainy. You see him standing out there in the most strangest weather circumstances. His glasses are foggy and all these kind of things. Roy, sit at home with a cup of tea, but he obviously enjoys it so much, and that's fine. And I really respect him. It's a fantastic coach and manager. The job he's done at Palace is outstanding, and he's obviously really enjoying it, and that's the most important thing. So as I said before, we have to deliver. That's what he usually does, and we have to enjoy it. And as long as both things come together, it's your decision how long you want to do it. But for me, that's not possible.